Hello there, and welcome to the War Factory for Turkey Day Plus 3, also known as the 20th of December. So, I was looking at this War Factory and I was like, wow. First thing that caught my attention was, that's a lot of lasers. They're all over the joint. And I thought, you know what's really great against lasers? Tanks with a whole bunch of medics backing them up. And then I was thinking, you know what tanks are not so good against? Sniper towers and cannons. And conveniently, right behind the layer of lasers, there's a whole bunch of sniper towers and cannons. But that's okay. We've got a plan for that. Or at least a salve to make the burn a little less. So I decided to go right-hand side, and if you're an incredibly low level and you're not even actually going for the full clear on the War Factory, obviously if you open up in that bottom right-hand corner, you can farm up a decent number of buildings down there without falling into the line of fire of anything. And what you can do is use your energy to blow up the 3 rocket launchers over on that side, and probably be able to make some pretty good headway in there, assuming your tanks and medics are of a decent enough level. If you're rocking like level 1 tanks, you're probably still not going to make it very far against the crazy lasers. Now, if you've got... Oh wait, when do you get Scorchers? Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I got Scorchers. Alright, maybe it's irrelevant, because by the time you get Scorchers, I feel like you're pretty high level. I feel like it's like HQ 19 or something. I don't know. But if you got Scorchers, bonus, Tribe Boost will give it extra hit points, and you can send the Scorchers up the right-hand side as well. I just went with the tanks because I wanted to be able to clear more than just a little bit on the right, and I felt like the tanks would get through there a little bit quicker. They'd have the focus damage, so we could actually take down some things, and hopefully it would work out. Now that I think about it, though, with the Tribe Boost for the Scorchers, I almost wish I had tried that. I feel like maybe it would have been okay, at least until it was a little closer in towards the cannons and whatnot. It might get kind of painful. Oh, actually, you know what? That's right. That's why the Scorchers are no good. See up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen? There's a whole bunch of grapplers up there. If you roll in with Scorchers, they are going to grapple your Scorch. So you'll find yourself a Scorchless, grappled husk of a human being. And probably won't make it that far into the attack. So the tanks have that extra little bit of range, and they can actually take out all the rocket launchers over on the right-hand side without getting into range of the grapplers, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want out of our tanks, because from there, they can push across the entire front, and really the whole objective of this first attack is to take out all of the lasers, or at least as many lasers as possible. And I was kind of contemplating, I was thinking, alright, well, if I'm coming in through this side, as long as I can take out these crazy shock blasters, that would make life infinitely easier, and I should be able to do all kinds of cool stuff and roll right on through here. But we'll get to that in a minute. So once the last laser is down, honestly, I was pretty much out of time, just burning the last of my gunboat energy before the end of the attack. I did kind of let my tanks drift off towards the cannons, and it did cost me a few losses, but you know what, like a couple of tanks and a couple of medics, not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, because round 2, that's right, coming in hot and heavy with the Riflemen, mostly just because it was Tribe Boost on Riflemen, and I was like, well, I've got a max boost on my damage for Riflemen, so I might as well enjoy them. And this is kind of what you get. A whole bunch of Riflemen, and I didn't have the heart to fully get rid of the Zookas and the Cryoneers, so I was just like, one boat of each, that is all. Also, still rocking the one boat of medics as well, and Kavan as my, I guess, hero. Same with the tanks. I rocked him simply because I figured, one, he's going to do some extra healing, and with that damage reduction, make my tanks a little more studly when they come up against the lasers, and you know, help everybody make it through those lasers. But also, if I lose any tanks, or if I lose any medics or anyone just to not paying attention, or, you know, bearding it up, I can then just kick off my spawn and get a whole bunch of extra troops back. And kind of like I do right here, because I realized, holy smokes, I have lost a lot more riflemen than I originally intended. So I just pounded out a whole bunch. Now what's nice is he'll actually spawn the other classes, I guess, before riflemen. So like if I was short medics or Zookas, he would have spawned those, and I did lose a couple of Cryoneers, so he spawned the Cryoneers and was just like, here you go! And kind of topped my troops back up, and then obviously threw out a whole ton of riflemen, which is totally key. And then, yeah, pretty much I used the riflemen. I really was planning on going 100% rifleman, maybe with like a boat or two of medics. But then I was like, Cryoneers might be handy, and the Zookas for the extra damage might be handy, and I'm kind of glad I left those in, because what ended up happening here is obviously very slowly the grapplers worked away on the top end of my troops, slowly picking away at the riflemen that were closest, and eventually working their way down through my troops. And honestly, time became a pretty big concern. I was really worried that I was gonna run out and still have shield there. So having that boat of Zookas, absolutely key for upping the damage quota so that I could finish off the attack. Now obviously, because I know the outcome of this, I'm gonna win. That's right, War Factory down in 2, but not only is the War Factory down in 2, I cleared half the freaking map. I really was seriously considering, like, had I not beaten this, I was gonna plow through and just wipe everything out. Just leave the core standing there, like, kill it via toasting all of the buildings and whatnot. But there wasn't need, we were able to get through it. I did throw critters at the end here after the shields disappeared. That was a mistake, because those critters will activate the lasers on the other side of the HQ. Do not do that. Anyways, guys, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.